Let's go Lions! The Detroit Lions coaching staff continues to attract a lot of interest from around the NFL, and we have another name that is making headlines, plus we have behind-the-scenes news from our roster, so stick around until the end of the video to get all the latest updates firsthand. In our Lions Nation we have fans of all ages. If you have been a fan for over 35 years, like this video and let me know in the comments how long it has been. Now let's get right to today's topics. The latest name that has been gaining media buzz is our defensive coach, Deshea Townsend. The San Francisco 49ers have officially concluded an interview with Townsend for their defensive coordinator vacancy. And let me tell you, that says a lot about the impact he has had since joining the Lions last offseason. Townsend, a former NFL cornerback with the Steelers and Colts, brought a wealth of experience when he arrived in Detroit, and the results were evident immediately. The secondary has shown clear improvement under his leadership, a key factor in the Lions' incredible success this season. But what makes Townsend such a standout candidate for the 49ers? His coaching experience is diverse and impressive. Since joining the coaching staff in 2011, Townsend has worked with some of the league's top defensive minds, including Aaron Glenn, Mike Caldwell, and Chuck Pagano. His experience in a variety of defensive schemes has clearly made him a versatile and adaptable coach. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The 49ers have long been committed to a specific defensive identity under head coach Kyle Shanahan, a variation of the Legion of Boom scheme built on a 4-3 front with a cover 3 heavy look. However, Townsend's background is rooted in more 3-4 schemes with a mix of man and zone coverage. Detroit itself has leaned heavily on a man coverage approach, leading the NFL in that category. So why is Townsend a candidate for San Francisco despite these differences? Some speculate that after a disappointing season, Shanahan may be ready to shake things up and make his defense less predictable. The 49ers lost some key talent on the defensive line due to salary cap constraints, and a new approach could be just what they need. Townsend's adaptability could make him a perfect fit if they're looking for a mix of schemes moving forward. And let's not forget, Townsend isn't the only Lions coach drawing interest this offseason. Both offensive coordinator Ben Johnson and defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn have multiple head coaching interviews lined up. Even offensive line coach Hank Fraley is being considered for a coordinator role in Seattle. It's clear that the success in Detroit has put the entire coaching staff on the league's radar. Now, Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Townsend potentially heading to the 49ers? Should the Lions fight harder to keep him, or is this just part of building a successful franchise where talented coaches move on? Now let's talk about safety Ifeatu Melifonwu, who recently opened up about his challenging recovery journey. After dislocating his left finger in practice, it wasn't just your typical injury. The dislocation was so severe that it required surgery. Melifonwu shared, "It was a really bad dislocation, and they couldn't just put it back in. I ended up having surgery on my finger." For a player who made a significant impact during last year's playoffs, the 2024 season has been frustrating. Melifonwu, a third-round draft pick in 2021, felt the pain of being sidelined, but his faith and support system kept him going. "I just kept my faith and leaned on my family and friends. It was tough, but I knew I was close to coming back. I'm not giving up on this season," he stressed. Now healthier and back on the field, Melifonwu is determined to contribute to a defense that has battled multiple injuries this year. "It was easier than I expected to get back into the swing of things. Every game, I felt better and worked closely with Coach O'Neil to get better." Speaking of that defense, Melifonwu touched on the Lions' aggressive mindset when it comes to fourth down situations. "We almost expect teams to do it. It's never a surprise. As Coach Aaron Glenn says, if they don't get it, more TV time for the defense. We're ready for anything." Looking ahead, Melifonwu is also aware of his contract situation. After 4 years in the league, he's focused on proving his worth, not just to the Lions, but to all 32 teams. "I'm not thinking about my contract. My focus is on contributing every week and helping this team win." Switching gears to special teams, kicker Jake Bates has also been making headlines as the Lions prepare for playoff action. Bates, who joined the team after a standout stint in the UFL, has been envisioning big moments while remaining grounded. "You think about those moments, but I try not to let them get too big. A kick is a kick, and I stay focused on the present. Bates has been a game-changer this season, hitting 3 game winners and helping the Lions finish with an impressive 15-2 regular season record. My friends have fun with the what-ifs in group chats, but I try not to get too specific with those moments, he shared with a smile. Much of Bates' success can be attributed to the trust he's built with his special teams unit, including punter/holder Jack Fox and long snapper Hogan Hatton. Fip, Jack, and Hogan have been incredible. Building that trust takes time, but it's made a big difference. I belong here, and that mindset has been key. Bates also credits special teams coordinator Dave Fip for his development. I spend a lot of time in his office, analyzing what works and what doesn't. It's helped me grow and stay mentally strong. In coaching news, defensive backs coach Deshea Townsend has been making waves around the league. Townsend recently interviewed for the San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator position after just 1 season with the Lions. Townsend, a former Steelers cornerback with 13 NFL seasons, has been instrumental in developing Detroit's secondary. On the offensive side, line coach Hank Fraley is set to interview with the Seattle Seahawks for their offensive coordinator role, further highlighting the talent and success within the Lions coaching staff. Lions fans, what do you think of these updates? What do you think of Melifonwo's return and Bates' game-winning kick? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Ifeatu Melifonwo is back and ready to make a difference on the Lions' defense after a rough start to the 2024 season. It all started with an ankle injury during training camp that put him on IR for the first 2 months of the season. Just as he was getting ready to return, he suffered a dislocated finger in practice that required surgery, delaying his return even further. Now, Melifonwo is back in action and is proving why he is such a valuable asset. Over the past 3 games, he has been all over the field, playing 53 snaps at free safety, 48 at box safety, 30 at slot corner and even 4 snaps at cornerback. His impact? 10 tackles, 1 tackle for loss and 1 sack. Not bad for a guy who just came off back-to-back injuries. Reflecting on the season, Melifonwo shared his frustration, saying, "It was very frustrating to fight through the injury and come back and start my return to play and have a freak injury keep me out again. I knew I was really close, so I wasn't going to give up. I was going to come back this season." His versatility is a game-changer for the Lions' defense. At 6'4" and 215 pounds, he has shown he can contribute from multiple positions on the field, becoming a key factor heading into the playoffs. Now with some playing time under his belt, he is ready to help Detroit make a deep run in the postseason. This is a pivotal year for Melifonwo as he approaches free agency. While he is aware of how important these final games could be for his career, he remains fully committed to the team. "I'm not thinking about my contract. I'm just thinking about each week and what I can do to help the team," he emphasized. Lions fans, what do you think of Melifonwo's return and his impact on the defense? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, hit that like button and subscribe for more Lions content. Go Lions!